3, 2, 1. Blast off.
I figured that's where you were going with that.
Hey everybody, welcome to day 18 of the Take Back Your Life video journey. 40 days of thinking right so that we can live right. We are back today and it's been a good day.
It has been a good day. It is almost to the middle of this, and I feel like we're starting to turn some corners in our thinking. Getting a little bit deeper into what maybe roots are, just symptoms.
Today we're going to move a little bit from the thoughts to our words.
We're going to mind our words.
Mind our words. So mind like M-I-N-E. We're going to mind them. What does it mean?
No, mind, M-I-N-D.
Mind, M-I-N-D.
Yep. We're going to pay attention to. We're going to direct. We're going to be the captain of our ship.
Okay. Our verse for today, Proverbs chapter 18, verse 21. The tongue has the power of life and death, and those who love it will eat its fruit. So we began sort of talking about this yesterday with our thoughts. You know, our thoughts that we focus on drive the direction of our life. So today we're talking about the fact that the words that we speak reinforce that, really. We talked about the fact that a horse can be moved by a bit and a ship can be steered, a word?
Yeah.
S-T-E-E-R-E-D?
Yeah. What's with the spelling today?
Driven? I don't know. I feel like I'm going back to my elementary school days of the spelling bee.
Is it because it's focused on the words?
Maybe. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm feeling a little awkward because we've sort of adjusted the way we're sitting and you're kind of behind me and I feel odd, feeling like I got to turn around to look at you.
Yeah.
We need to move our desk. We need to create a little more space in here for this.
How are we going to do that?
Well, I'm not real sure, but let's mind our words. So, did you ever hear the old saying, or maybe it's, I shouldn't say old, I think it probably still gets used some, but it's a child's saying, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me.
Oh, I've heard it.
Have you ever said it?
Absolutely, on the playground.
Yeah. And we've learned that that is absolutely not true.
Yeah.
And we say it, I think, as a defense mechanism, sometimes even as adults.
I would think so. Trying to maintain control over a situation.
Yeah, we like to put up this air of defense or an air of superiority and saying that you can say whatever you want about me and it won't hurt me, when deep down inside, it does. So words that come at us have profound effect upon us. I think probably nothing more important than what your parents say to you as a child.
You may not even remember what it is.
Yeah.
But it can still impact you.
And even a misunderstanding, right? I mean, there's been probably countless times over the last, 20 years almost, since I first had a child in my life, that I have said something that they have misunderstood.
Yeah.
You can say, you really screwed that up. And what do they hear? I'm a complete screw up. Not that you intended it that way, but that's what they heard.
Exactly. And it's not that it's the words that came out of your mouth, but it's the words that they brought into their mind.
Right. And go ahead.
We do that all the time with, we talked about our negative thoughts versus positive thoughts. And whenever you hear something that you interpret as negative, then you just put it in as negative.
So we're talking about this in terms of dealing with children and how children misunderstand, but even spouses misunderstand, right? Of course, not you, because I'm a fabulous communicator.
Okay.
But how many times have you said something that you can tell I've taken a completely different way?
Lots of times. And it is important that we put this out there too. You have to start to be a student of your spouse so that you can see, because once you start to understand their love language and understand their mannerisms, whenever you do say something that they take wrong, you can kind of see it, almost physically slap them. And we've had many times that I've had to say, I don't think that you took that the way I meant that.
Well, I don't know. I don't know that we've done that many times.
Oh, I think so.
It's becoming a much more common occurrence.
Yeah.
So, and I'm the same way. I can see that whenever I say something that may sound good to me, or maybe I meant it even in a joking way, because I try to make light of just about everything, which really irritates her. But there are times I'll say something very jokingly, and she will take it differently. She'll hear it differently than what I believe that I said it. So words are important, right?
Absolutely.
What we say, or let me maybe back up, because what we take in will help shape what we believe about ourselves. So we must be careful about what we allow into our ears. Secondly, is what we say. So in part of this communication, I don't necessarily get off scot-free if I say something that hurts my wife because she didn't hear it correctly. I own the responsibility of saying something that is hurtful. Same thing if I'm in a meeting at work and I say something out of frustration or anger and it tears somebody else down.
Mm-hmm. I think back to whenever we first got married and whenever we would fight, we always talk about that I was a stewer and you were a spewer. And that was something that Pastor talks about, is that words are like a tube of toothpaste. Once they're out, they can't go back in. And that was something that I used to tell Rockford all the time, because he would be upset that I wouldn't say anything. I wouldn't, absolutely, I just wasn't going to say anything. And it was because I wanted to make sure that I thought about exactly what it was that I wanted to say, because if I just said everything that came to my mind, I knew that there would be things that would be hurtful and I wouldn't be able to take them back. And on the flip side, Rockford would just say everything. He would say all the words, and it would be hurtful. And so we had to talk about the fact that my silence was just as hurtful as his saying all the words. And we had to figure out how to communicate in a way that we met in the middle, that I spoke and he didn't speak so much.
Pastor talks about the fact that there are words, sentences, phrases that can bring life, and he uses several examples of, maybe "Will you marry me?" or "It's a boy," or
I love you.
Those things build up, and they dang, I'm having a hard time with words today. We're talking about words, and I'm struggling, but they build up, and they give somebody a reason to have joy, to feel good about themselves even. So when I say to my wife, "I love you," not only does that help her feel secure in what it is that I'm saying and acting out, it helps her to feel good about who she is. And this is not always just about a spouse relationship. This is in everything that we do. The way that we deal with people at work, in the way that we deal with people at school, in the way that we interact with our family, our spouse, our children, our parents, extended family. All of these things matter. And so we have to be very careful about seizing the opportunity to build up and not to tear down.
I like in the questions from today, whenever we were talking with the kids, where the question was, how are you seeing the building upwards show up in your life? How are you seeing the filthy and dirty, the ones that get you down, showing up? And then the question that really stuck with me was where can you be more encouraging during the silence, during the times that It's not necessarily a building up or a tearing down, but just being encouraging.
Pastor says, what are those wasted opportunities that we could be putting out more encouragement, putting out more acceptance, and putting out things that build others up whenever we're just having everyday average conversation. So those are the hard ones. It's easy to say, I love you whenever things are going good. It's a whole lot different to be able to say and to show I love you when everything's status quo and normal. When you're sitting on the couch and you're staring at the TV, you can turn and take a moment and just say, hey, I love you. I love that you watch TV with me, even if it's Ion.
Ion is awesome.
The worst channel ever.
Right now it's not so awesome because it has Hallmark Christmas type movies. We want our death and gore back. Come on now.
That's one thing about my wife. She loves that Ion, and if I ever end up dead, all you're going to have to do is watch all of the CSIs and all of the NCISs and all of the Blue Bloods, and you'll figure out just exactly what she's done to me. It's going to be one of those things.
You should be a lighter sleeper.
You have to go to, every night we watch that stuff. So occasionally, once in a while, I'll sneak in a laugh channel with that 70s show or something. But I love you, honey, and I'm thankful that you watch TV with me.
Aw, so sweet.
So we need to mind our words. We need to make sure that we are being intentional with what we say, and we need to be careful of how we take words in. Not everything that we hear that may offend us is offensive. All right, so that's day 18, Mind Your Words. I hope that you guys are sticking with us, that you're enjoying the book. I hope that you are writing down your answers to these questions so that you can remember them long after we're done with this book. And I hope that it continues to change your life and the way that you think so that you can live better. Are you writing down your answers?
I have written down my answers the last time that we went through, and I am more taking note of the kids' answers.
Are you double checking your answers this time?
Right.
Making sure that they were right. So hopefully they're a little bit different this time. But anyway, we'll be back tomorrow with day 19, Change the Outcome. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Make sure that you click that like button if you enjoy these videos, and then make sure that you ding the bell so that you get a notification whenever a new video comes out. And it's just a little bit more than frustrating that we have to say all of these things for YouTube now to like us. It's like trying to be one of the cool kids in middle school. So push the 47 buttons and maybe YouTube will like us. So anyway, we appreciate you guys for coming along. I want you to have a great day. And remember one last thing, make sure you're thinking about your word for 2021 and what God wants to impress on you throughout the coming year. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.